We got a couple of topics to cover. I hope you can see very well. I'm recording the video in hope that if you cannot capture it because I go super quick, right? You are able to replay and replay. I'll break them up into various topics in hope that it will help you. Okay? Can? It's no longer, the fun kind of stuff where I show you videos of what you can do and everything, the fun and nice kind of thing. No. Today we're going to start to learn how to operate the software. It's going to get quite serious and possibly quite technical also. So you must bear with me. I think we go back a long way. You should know how we run lessons and so on, alright? Particularly the way I do it. Okay, now as we get started, download this from Blackboard. This one here. You can see it inside here, okay? Lesson notes. IDC 3. Please get in there, download and zip it. Unzip it to your lesson, semester 1, lesson 02 folder. Each time we do this, we try to give it a topic and a title so that you are able to refer to it when you are in trouble or when you forgot how to operate certain things in light of trying to help you, okay? In that sense, Alright. Now, next, you will start up two programs. You will first of all start up Lumion 5. Before I begin, anyone still using Lumion 4? Because you already had it last year, you started using it already and so on. Because you got some clues from your senior. Lumion 4. Okay, 4 is a little bit different from 5, the way you operate the software. I get confused as well, okay, so this is something which I gotta let you know. And after you have started up Lumion 5, you will start up 3D Studio Max as well. We need to show you one of the topic covers that part of the work, so you must know. Alright? Now, start it up. You should end up with a C like this. Okay, we're going to touch on the user interface at this point. Okay, once you have started up the program, the software will ask you to formally do a systems assessment here to assess your system speed. If you score more than 1,000, chances are you should have not much problems operating the software. If you fall below that, it's time for you to secure another laptop to work on it. Okay? That is the key. We have got people who, what's the record holder here? The record holder scores what, 5,000 over points? I'm not counting in the desktop. The desktop, I heard someone has scored like 10,000 points already. Nowadays, the Alienware score what, 10,000 points? Let's start off by knowing the most basic interface. There are a couple of scenes in which you can choose, like for example, sunset, plain, hills, and so on, terrain, landscapes, and all. Alright? But in general, because we want to learn how to use it first, we are going to start off with a nothing scene, which is plain. By clicking onto it, Lumion will set up a new scene for you. Alright? So let's run through with the interface first, how to navigate and so on. Alright? With this, everyone try this. Right click, you will be able to rotate your camera. Right click it. Right click and drag. You will be able to rotate the scene. Okay? How smooth your scene can go really depends on how many points you have scored here. Okay, in your system speed. Now before I proceed, I need to highlight to you certain things within the interface. These are the XYZ axes. This very point here falls under the point of origin. This becomes the point of origin in which it becomes 0, 0, 0. This point here, it is not covered inside the training videos and everything, but this point is incredibly important in this case. Why? Because this is almost the only point of which that will in a way align your models that you use a foreign software to build. Basically, if you have one object here, you have another object here, and then you want to put them together, there must be a point of origin of things. Okay? The beauty about using Lumion is such a way that you can use, for example, you can use Rhino to construct one part of your scene, then you can use 3D Studio Max to construct the other part of your scene, and use AutoCAD to construct the third part of your scene, and maybe use Maya or SketchUp to construct the fourth and the fifth part. At the end of the day, they can all come together and get into Lumion itself. Alright, so all the software that you create can come in collectively. So what is the big deal about this? The big deal is you are no longer trapped or no longer constrained by using it. Wow, I'm hopeless at 3D Studio Max. But now there's salvation because you can use another software. Oh, SketchUp is so easy, it's so brainless, so I can use it. Alright, or I know how to use Rhino now, so I like using Rhino, I can use that too. Okay? Chances are some of you might come into contact with that software as part of your elective. Okay? That one. Now, I will highlight to you what to do later on with this. Okay? So rotation is right click and drag. That's why. Alright? Now, I want you to, I hope everybody has a mouse with a wheel. Okay, roll the wheel down, what do you get? Roll the wheel downwards, it is a zoom out view. It is a zoom out function. Roll it upwards, it is zoom in. So this part here. Alright? Very straightforward. It's like playing your game, Counter-Strike. Later I show you the shortcut keys. It's more like Counter-Strike even. Alright? Then hold your middle mouse button. Hold your MMB. I repeat one more time. Hold your MMB, drag it upwards. What do you get? You get a pan up or pan down. If you PAN, a pan. Hold the MMB, the middle mouse button, and you drag it, the scene goes up. Okay? Goes down, goes up, goes down. Do you see this now? Okay? This is the most difficult part of the software to use, really. That's nearly the hardest part of the software to use. Okay? Okay? Once you get this part of the work, you already know how to navigate. Later we will see things. Alright? Now everyone hold the shift key. Hold on to your shift key now and right click again. Right click and drag. What is the effect you see now? It's exactly the same. Exactly the same function. Hold on. Except the speed increases. Why do we have this function? Because as you build up more and more things, your scene gets more and more complicated. You will be zooming in and out of bigger things. If you have to keep doing this just to zoom out, life will be very, very miserable. Sometimes you need to move really, really fast. You will hold the shift key and roll the wheel, and then you can zoom real close, real fast. Alright? That's the idea. Okay? That is the idea. Now let's run through a few basic things. After this, you see the sunlight here. It's called weather. You can control the weather here. Alright? We're not going to talk about it today. We will cover this in another lesson. If you pan towards your left, do you now begin to see there are four main icons here? Okay, if you move towards the left, four main icons here. This is the weather. This one. Okay. Next, if you click on this, now it is the landscape. This is the landscape. This is where you change the terrain of things. In 3D Studio Max, to model a terrain is a nightmare. really, really hard. In Lumion, it's a paint job, basically. It's literally a paint job. You paint it, the landscape moves. Okay? Thirdly is import. This one. This is the function and the button to bring your models from a foreign software inside. This one we will cover later on, import. This is the most fun button to use. This button is for objects. Objects because you can begin to add things into it. You can add cars, planes, trains, aeroplanes. Incidentally, it's my son's favorite my son's favorite operation at this point. So he took it as a game and he plays it. So he loves aeroplanes and he begins to insert aeroplanes to it. So he built this whole airport and everything all there. So my son's 5 years old, by the way. He can master it. I think you guys can do that too. Okay? It's that easy, yeah, to use. Now, if you need help, however, you can click on here. Once you mouse over this, do you see the blue colored question mark on your right hand side? Okay, I want you guys to try this. How many of you are actually left-handed? You operate the mouse with your, okay, the other way around or something. Now, try keying in the Q letter, Q, on your keyboard. Letter Q, what do you get? When you press the letter Q, you rise like a hot air balloon, vertically up. Try pressing the key E. What do you get? You drop all the way down. Okay? These buttons are to pan up and down. The W button zooms or moves inwards, closer. W button. The S button zooms out. Some of you forgot to bring your mouse today and you're so used to using the trackpad that you forgot or you don't even have a mouse at all. If you don't have a mouse at all, chances are you need to use the keyboard, and that's what the keyboard is for. Okay? The A button allows you to pan left. B button allows you to pan right. Okay, these are some of the buttons which are critically important to you for navigation here. Okay. Let's move on to next, the program settings. Let me repeat one more time. You can click on this button here called settings. This one. Once you click on this, especially those of you who are scoring 1,000 points and below, this makes a big difference whether you can use the program or not. Okay? Now the first button here is this. Limit all texture sizes to 512 by 512 and save a bit of memory for huge scenes for low-end graphic cards. You activate this one, the software runs a little bit faster, especially when you are building it. If it is lagging, it's very, very laggy for you, activate it, please. You will see super nice graphics on your screen, but that's not the point. The idea is to get the output. So you do the work first, that helps you. Alright, then later when you're good for rendering, then you do some tweaks to it. Okay, this part of the work, yeah? Toggle, tablet. I have maybe 100 students. Anyone use the tablet? No, it's so gung-ho. like you draw, Illustrator. Walk-on tablet. Anyone? If not, then we're not going to discuss this. Okay, invert pen up, pen down, camera. Invert the keys up and down. Okay, maybe we don't need this. This one, by default, I'm not too sure, is it lighted for you or not lighted up for you? Is it lighted up? It is, Now, if again, you are close to like 1,000 plus points, you are not the 10,000 pointer, you can switch this one off for now. If yours has super hardcore graphics card, right, you can activate everything, no problem, no big deal. It's not going to affect anything. Okay, this speed things up. It helps. It helps. Now this one is a privileged button. Okay, you are at least 3,000 points and above, then you activate this button. This is for slow, high quality trees and grass in the editor. That means, hey, when you activate this, the trees look very nice, you know, like wow, with shadows and what have you. That one. Your 5,000 pointer, no problem. 3,000 pointer and above, good. If you are sub 2,000, my advice for you is let's have this off for now. Later then we'll deal with it. Okay? You will see it in output anyway. No big deal. Okay? There is a mute sound function. There is a sound function in which you can select on or off for now. But at this point, we don't need to do anything. Okay? This portion here is the editor quality. You will find that the system will work a little bit faster if you drop everything down to low quality. But later on when you add some stuff to it, things look wrong. Don't worry about it. I'll show you how to create. I will show you an example. See, right now I'm trying to create water. Example, I need your attention for this. I'm trying to create water, but water looks bad. Water looks lousy, yeah? Now, if I go inside there and up the quality though, however, okay, water looks real. Alright? If you 5,000 pointer or 2,000 pointer, then nice, you can go for very high quality and so on. Water looks super nice. Okay, that's what you get what you pay for. That's the thing. All right, it makes a difference. Now, at the minimum, if you want to see some semblance of water effects, so you may want to consider using the medium quality, which is a 2-star option at that. But then again, if inside your scene, hey, my scene got no water, never mind lah, no big deal. Then maybe we make do with low quality for now. Or you want to optimize. Hey look, deadline's tomorrow, and I just barely got started today. Okay? So we better work fast. If you want to work fast, we switch this one off for now. Okay? When you're done for rendering, everything is nice, then you go. You activate all these things and so on and so forth, right? And then you begin to put, you know, wow, nice stuff and everything like there and so on, okay? Things like that. Alright? So you can see nice quality and everything. Yes, of course, can. But whilst we're working, maybe there's no need to for now. Alright, you toggle between these modes here. It's what we call working efficiently. That's the thing. Next. Okay. This is the editor resolution. By default, it has been set to 100% to tap 100% of your scene. Okay? 100% of your scene. If your display card doesn't have a problem, please use 100% for now. Measures. This illustrates meters. We use only this, at least locally. We don't use feet and inches for now. Okay? Once you are done with this, you can click OK. Alright? That takes care of some of the user interface. Next, I'm going to introduce to you the buttons down here. These buttons here. You are currently in the build mode. B-U-I-L-D. It's called the build mode. You are building things, so you are in the build mode at this point. If you want to prepare a still rendering for your presentation board, I want to do a rendering situation. Okay? What you can do is you can click on photo, this part. Okay? And you will process the rendering situations here. It's very, very straightforward. You see down here there are a couple of modes. From email to desktop to print to poster. And below them there are a set of numbers. How much times how much. How much times how much equates to how much pixel by how much pixel. Pretty much there. Okay? For example, if you click on print, it asks you where you want to save it. Okay, we're saving here, test. What happens is you will run a 256 step number down here. It is very closely resembling seconds. Okay? So when you knock something like that out, you can get it in a couple of minutes in that sense. Okay, it's done. So if you look at test now, so the rendering is done in a couple of minutes, okay, really fast, right down to the tree, and you can see the branches and the leaves and etc. Okay, we will run through some of these in detail later on, some of these functions. Next will be movie. You can, inside this mode here, create a short video clip which you can record the scene, and you can bring some of your own movies from somewhere inside and then re-render them into a collective clip in MP4. That one. We will cover some of these in the later lessons. Alright? Don't talk about this now. Next, the big button here that looks like a diskette, an obsolete media, the diskette icon. This is to save stuff. Now, this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. Okay? Files. You know, inside your very, very conventional software like Microsoft Word, Excel, AutoCAD, what have you, there's always that file, and then you save it and so on. Lumia works a little bit differently, at that. Now, you see down here, this is new. This is where you create your scenes, right? Next will be some of the examples here, the elaborate ones. Later we play with some of these things and have some fun, okay? It's under examples here. You have a load scene button. Load scene button, I'll talk about it later on. Then by default, if you press the diskette icon, you will be here, save scene. And then we can give it a logical name, okay, and give it some description and so on. And then you can then save it. Alright, the file is now saved, or the scene is saved. That's a problem. That's a small problem. The only problem is I don't know where I save it to. We don't know where it went. That's the thing. I always have this problem with using Vimeo. I don't know where it goes. Then if I need to move from computer A to computer B, then how? Alright? So I'd rather you don't use this option. You use the Kiasu Jonathan method. Now you will click on this button called Export Full Scene. This button here, this one. Then with this, you will click on this big button. You cannot miss this for sure, okay? Click on Export Scene. Export Scene you will then alright, I'll repeat shortly. Okay, so essentially after you click on export scene, hey, you can now see this conventional interface and you will be able to designate, hey, where am I going to save this to, what file name is it going to become, and what file format is going to become. Okay, if you are using version 4, it will become an LS4 version. Okay, Lumion scene file 4. Now, if you are using version 5, it becomes an LS5 version. Alright, at that. And then you can then begin to save it. Now, once you are done saving it already, there will be a file here. Okay, the Lumion file will be now saved here. That means to say, you can save it in your hard drive. Okay, if your computer decides to crash halfway, you saved it already, and then you can pull out that hard drive, attach your hard drive to a friend's laptop that has Lumion 5 and carry on your work. You will lose nothing. Ideally, if you organize this, if you throw everything, all your textures and everything inside the same folder. The project is called, okay, T3, maybe T3, okay, IDC3 project. So you open a folder like that and dump everything inside. All your Max files and everything, your textures and all that, all in there. Theoretically speaking, if you move the whole folder there, you should lose nothing. Everything will be exactly the way you see it in your computer, in that sense. That's the beauty of it all. Okay? So please, it is critical that you master this part of the work. Yeah? So we are done. We can go back to building it now. Okay, build mode and so on. Okay, let's see what we're going to do.